And welcome back. I'm actually feeling a little bit restrained in here right now. My speaker's like really close. I'm 6'1". Right now I weigh about 247 pounds, and my shoulder, width is pretty wide. It's there. So I usually, it takes quite a bit of space. There we go. So they say to set your environment also is to set your inner space of your mind, and that the two are interlinked. That if you feel physically restrained, then in your mind you will as well. It'll reflect it through your thoughts, and vice versa. Which is why it's often recommended in practices like Buddhism, for example, to create a certain environment that is inviting, warm, welcoming, and free of thoughts like I just experienced. That restraint. Now, a practitioner can use these things as well as to strengthen his or her practice. But it depends on what it is that you're trying to accomplish with that specific practice as well. So if I'm coming in here to meditate and relax the mind, if that's the purpose of this space, and every time I come in here, then I've met with that small challenge here and there, then it can, and for most people, myself as well, it could probably make a barrier. You're not going to probably be able to get in as deep because you have to, in a sense, maybe jump over this hurdle first before you can continue on and finally relax. So it's like creates steps for you to, almost puzzles for you to solve first before you can let your mind just settle in its ease, its natural ease. So in a space like this, it's not where I come meditate, it's where I come breathe the air, it's where I come to take care of the plants. I come here to get a little bit of herbs for cooking, that sort of thing, right? So I grow food in here, and I grow just plants, hobby plants. So this is an area for me to just not be perfect in, as far as, a mess. A person might consider to be a little messy, and I don't mind that in this environment. Those types of challenges for me are great. For example, if you were to be in nature, walking somewhere, chances are, if there was no trail, it'd be very difficult. You're always going to have to walk over this, duck under that, and it's not going to be easy. And this environment to me is a reflection of that nature in me, which I've also recognized in nature. I tend to be messy and not too perfect as far as the idea's perfection, society's idea of perfection as far as everything neat and tidy. For myself, I've always been a little bit more just straight up, if it fits, it's there. If it's there, I know where it is. Kind of an organized chaos, if you will. There's a method behind the madness, if you will, or maybe not method, but in my case, kind of going a little bit off the topic there. But so it's important to create a space that is relative to the purpose you want to use that space for. And if it's an environment that you want to meditate in, then you want to be free from obstacles that will allow you to relax the mind. But a very important thing, extremely important, is to not attach to the feeling of not wanting or not to have any aversion towards sounds you're going to hear, a thought that might pop into your mind that has an overwhelming charge, charging you forward to act, to move into action. A thought could be so potent with energy that you find yourself only after the fact, oh, I'm not meditating anymore. How did I find myself here? So one needs to be aware that these types of challenges are going to present themselves regardless what space you're in. No matter how clean, no matter how holy, no matter how sacred, organized your space is, no matter how right for you your space is, there's always going to be challenges that are free from your control. And that's where the challenge of that space comes in. Recognizing that you can never truly distract or escape from distractions, from external stimuli. That's what you realize in that space. And that process is the same as the process I experienced coming into this room with mess, kind of feeling restricted, as I mentioned a while ago. So for me, I come into this space not to meditate, but as I experience those challenges, feeling restrained, it's an exact replica, if you will, of what I would experience sitting in meditation with a thought that challenges me. The idea is to let go. The idea is to surrender that energy behind the thought, surrender it back, to let it go. So that is the process, that is the whole practice in that situation, is to avoid from, oh my God, this is great, or oh, I really hate this, which both of them are an energy, an energy with a direction. So when you recognize that positive or negative aversion or clinging or aversion, both of them, all sides, are just an energy, and you feel it coming over you, and this energy wants to be born through you. It's so intense. So when you move beyond duality, you can see that you don't need a space to relax, and that in this relaxation space is good, and that this other space that's not for relaxation is not good. It's not that this space will bring you relaxation and this space won't. You see, in either space, you're going to experience that pull of energy, and never mind side to side, you're going to experience the pull of energy. This is not a video about duality. This is a video about simply the challenges you face, and simplifying, going a step deeper than duality and just seeing what is before. And it's simply an energy that wants to be born, and it doesn't actually think I want to be born. I'm using that as a way of expression, to expressing this pull. It's almost like when you take a magnet and you put a magnet close to another, it just magically just, well, it's almost as though inside of us, certain thoughts have this power to make the body just into action, right? So it doesn't matter if it's up or down, left or right, good or bad. You have this pull into action, one way or the other, a pull into action. So it's not that creating a space is not necessary to relax, but the ultimate goal of meditation in any space, regardless of where you are, is the same. So the reason a person might make a space is because their mind might seem to be too noisy and that they can't seem to get into the right headspace in order to feel calm, in order to even allow themselves to, give themselves permission really to meditate. And I've found that when I'm in that space, I use the world as my practice, my everything. As a matter of fact, for myself, I've almost dropped meditation altogether. I don't really meditate as much as I go into the feeling, I go into my feeling. So I do meditate, but the form of meditation that I use is a very integrated form of meditation with what is. So for my form, for what feels important for me, don't ask me why, I could look into it, but is to be in the moment and to experience the meditation in the moment, meditation in action, if you will. That's probably the best way I can put it. Meditation in action is really my whole approach to meditation. And I discovered this earlier. I always had this feeling, actually. I had more of a feeling that this was the right approach. It just felt, for me, right. It felt that eventually I would need to get to that point anyways, and that the whole building the ground earlier on in meditation, I felt fairly confident in stepping into action. Some lessons we learn the hard way. Sometimes the hard way works out. Sometimes it doesn't. Because I can't stress enough that the whole purpose of meditation is to integrate your meditativeness, which is not something you create. It's something that happens and comes forward when you stop trying or striving or following any of those energy formations, the directions that they want to go. Once you allow the energy to come and slip away, what comes through is that, oh, my phone's ringing, someone's calling. So I am going to end the video there. So thank you for watching, and wherever you are around the world, whatever time it is that you're watching this video, thank you. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. Sometimes it helps to give a direction for a video. I enjoy that. I enjoy taking a video or taking an idea and getting into it. So wherever, I was going to say the whole thing again, wherever you are, have a great day. Thank you. Goodbye.